Hey everybody, welcome back. And I recently got a chance to sit down and review the Fuente and Padron's Legends cigar collaboration at my local shop in Bayville, New Jersey. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video, hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, this is Sticks at the Shore.
Leaf Cigars of Bayville is proud to introduce Robert Conley.
What's going on,
Sticks
guys?
at the Shore. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Excellent. So, how you doing today, my friend?
Excellent.
Things good?
Things are good. You know, just kind of relaxing. Today's a day off of work, so I don't have to worry about going in later.
Okay. So, you have a great YouTube channel.
Yes.
Could you tell my audience about that channel, please?
So, the YouTube channel is called Sticks at the Shore. I took my love of cigars, and what I did was I kind of parlayed that into a YouTube channel / turning my Instagram page into a cigar page.
Nice.
So my Instagram handle and my YouTube channel are both Sticks at the Shore. I basically, what I do is all kinds of stuff. I didn't just want it to be a review page. So what I wanted to do is I wanted it to be an all-around page. So I wanted to do unboxings. I wanted to do cigar reviews. I would do a little bit of news, you know, look at some of the new stuff coming out and do a lot of interviews.
Okay.
So I've been doing a couple interviews. I've been reaching out to a lot of different people all over the industry, whether it's a shop owner like yourself or like a blender or whether it's an owner of a company, and just kind of get their thoughts and talk about their passions.
I'll be honest with you. I see it, and I see what you're doing, and I'm very excited for you. You're doing a good job.
Well, thank you. I'm pretty new. I'm getting there.
Yep.
But you know, as everything that's good in life, it takes time.
Hey man, keep working at it. I see what you're doing, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for you to come in here and try maybe one of the best cigars on earth right now. So we're smoking the Fuente and Padron collaboration.
Yep,
guys, and Robert selected the Fuente
for Padron.
The Fuente made cigar for Padron, and I'm smoking the Padron cigar that's made for Arturo Fuente. The first time I've smoked it, and this is his first Fuente collab. So these cigars sell for $185 each. As crazy as that sounds.
The most expensive cigar I've ever smoked so far.
Okay. So I sell them as a 2-pack for $350. You get one of each, so it's a little bit of a savings. But we have them in our cigar vault. We have them loose. However many you want to buy, they're here, ready to go. But so you were just about before to tell me your initial thoughts on the cigar. Tell me.
So a couple things but I like to kind of smell my cigars, like even before light up. I'll do a cold draw and just kind of like an overall, you know, thoughts on the cigar. Right. You know, the smell of the cigar is very barnyardy. I don't know if you kind of get what I'm saying when I say barnyardy. It's got a lot of hay. It's got a lot of like musty earth to it. You know, that dark, like dark earth. And the wrapper, just putting it in my mouth for the cold draw, the wrapper just has a lot of sweetness to it, a lot of sweetness that I'm picking up. You know, because I could feel it. I could feel it in my lips when I take the cigar out. There's a lot of sweetness that's left over. So that's my initial thoughts right now. So one thing I do know with already smoking the cigar, I could feel it smokes like a Fuente. One of the guesses that I can make about it is it's probably going to be, even though the blend is undisclosed, so the wrapper's undisclosed, the filler's undisclosed, the binder's undisclosed, it's smoking and tasting like a Fuente, which means it's probably going to be, if I had to guess, it's probably going to be a Dominican Puro. So, it's probably going to be all Dominican.
So I've smoked the cigar. I smoked it about 3-4 weeks ago, and it's got a lot of Opus DNA in it. It's got that, to me, it's got that spicy, tangy flavor.
Yeah, that's that sweetness that I taste.
But I find the cigar to be smoother than a typical Opus. Like an Opus is usually very like in your face and bold.
Yes,
I find this cigar to be like an Opus, but more of like a subdued flavor.
Yeah.
That's what I get out of it.
I absolutely see that.
Now, what happened to me? You're just basically in the first inch of the cigar. When I got down to halfway on the cigar started to get intense and started to build body.
Yeah.
So by the time I was done with the cigar was actually like almost full bodied.
Yeah. So right now it's sitting at like a medium, maybe a little bit medium plus. Yeah. Yep. It's definitely at a medium right now. Yep. So let's just talk about the bands.
Yeah.
So the bands are gorgeous. And if you look at the bands, the top band here, the first top inch, you have a cream colored band with gold leaf. Yep. And I like the design on it. On one side, it says Carlos Fuente. Yep. On the other side, it says Jorge Padron. Yep. And in the middle is both of their unique symbols. So you have, for Fuente, you have the clock with the 13 in the middle. And for the Padron, you have that maroon colored hammer.
Sure.
And underneath, you have a secondary band. If you could see here, underneath the top band, the primary band, you have one. I know mine says Carlos Fuente honoring Jose Padron.
Right, and mine says Jorge Padron honoring Carlos Fuente. Did you notice the color on the top of the band has Opus color in it?
Oh yeah.
You see this? So if you ever take out an Opus label, that little like 1/8 of an inch up here, that's the color pattern from Opus.
And if you notice, on the bottom of the primary band, it's got the Padron label. It's the dots, that are around the edge. And it's so the more you look at the label, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so the Fuente I'm smoking is pretty cylinder. Yep. But I've noticed the Padron is more of a box press, maybe like a soft box press.
Yeah. So this is the first time I've smoked the Padron collaboration. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, it is so Padron-like. I would say it's about a 7x50 box press. It's got their deep, dark colored wrapper Maduro, the San Andreas Maduro. So the wrapper on this is definitely a San Andreas Maduro. I don't care what they say, undisclosed, disclosed. Mm-hmm. This is a Padron Maduro, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Filler and binder-wise, this cigar tastes like a really good Padron so far. I've smoked the 50th anniversary. I've smoked the Hammers, their upper echelon tier stuff. They're 26s. My initial reaction on this Padron is the cigar is very, very ultra smooth for a Padron. So I would assume that the tobacco in the cigar is probably 15 to 20 years old and some of their vintage crop.
Okay.
That's my quick initial assessment. As far as flavor-wise, it's sweet, it's cocoa, it's that chocolatey, earthy flavor that Padron is notorious for. Tastes like a standard, like upper end Padron at this point. I'm going to give it some more time, enjoy it, relax.
Yeah, I'm getting the same thing out of the Fuente. I've smoked a lot of Fuentes, not a ton, enough to know that it has a lot of that sweetness that Fuente usually brings to his cigars. I'm getting an initial like caramel flavor, which is
interesting.
Which is, the first third of the cigar is giving me a caramel flavor, but I'm getting a lot of cedar. I got a lot of hay,
oak.
Definitely a little bit of oak, more of like I said, like an earthy. That mustiness is still there.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of musty earth in there as well. But it's definitely good, high-end Fuente tasting cigar.
You like musty earth?
I do. The good stuff. The good cigars always have that musty earth. And then people ask me like, what does musty earth taste like? And I'm
musty
earth. I mean,
stinky earth.
I mean, imagine it this way. So musty earth to me, like if you go out for like a hike in the woods, I'm a big outdoors guy.
Okay.
So if you go hiking in the woods, which we have a lot of parks out here, and you go in the back of the trails and you just go and you walk through the woods, you have that just dark dirt that's out there. If you like were to pick up a handful of dark, like smell. Damp earth, musty, and you would put it up to your nose and smell it, like that's what. And not in a disgusting way, but in like that earthiness kind of like just nice based way. That's my description of like musty earth. There's definitely a lot of leather in here too.
You have any spice?
It's very mild, if anything. Black pepper a little bit on the retro, but it's nothing crazy. It's the age is helping. I feel like if this was a younger cigar, if this wasn't so aged, I feel like it would definitely be a lot spicier. But because the tobacco's in it, I taste aged. That spice is very muted.
So I'm going to tell you, as you smoke that cigar, it will intensify. That's what kind of happened to me.
Okay.
The flavor started off like that mild to medium, but by the time I was down to the cigar label, the cigar was like rocking me. So
great, just what you need for almost 10,
9:45.
9:45 in the morning.
Why not? Life's too short, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So so I come here often. I love coming here. Like I said, we're smoking these, but I also wanted to get a chance to sit down and talk with you, Steve.
Sure.
Thank you for inviting me in.
My pleasure.
It's very generous. I'm being a new YouTuber. I try to get all the help I can get right now. Like I've done a lot of collaborations. I have a couple mentors that are sitting out there.
Yep.
That are helping me get connections and source product and getting places that'll just help me record. And I appreciate you reaching out, just
no
to kind of
worries,
offering
man.
your shop. And I know that I can come in here whenever I need to and record content and, get product from you guys. And just, I like to visit shops and
Yep.
I like to shop local.
So-
I'm not a big box guy.
It's interesting. One of the things that I've taken to you is that you kind of remind me of me about 20, 25 years ago. How old are
Yeah. I'm 41.
Are you really?
I am. I look like a
No
baby.
way.
Swear to God, I'm 41.
So
I'm turning 42 in August.
I'm going to be 49 this year. You. I thought you were a little younger, so
No,
I apologize.
No, I'm good. It's hey,
that's
listen.
it's only a compliment. Man.
I appreciate it. My wife says the same thing. If I cut everything off, if I cut my beard off, I'm a huge baby face, and I look like I'm 25.
What I'll say is this: what I picked up on you is you have a really good passion for cigars, and that's something I had a long time ago. I still have a great passion for it, but when I was much younger, I was out there going to cigar shops and looking for reviews and keeping journals, and I really admire that about you.
Well, thank you. Like I said, it's so for me, I'm a teacher by trade.
Okay.
So I do and I'm also a huge nerd and I do a lot of reading. So for me, learning about the cigars is part of my passion. Just digging into blends, digging into how they're made and how they're produced is kind of like my thing. Just like looking at pictures, reading books. That's what I like to do. And like I said, I like to go local only because, like I said, you guys are trying to make the living here.
Yep.
And every time you buy from an online retailer, they may be easy to work with, but these guys are trying to put food on the table.
Well, one of the things we try to offer here is good customer service.
You don't always get that.
Our guys that work in here, when you come in to buy a cigar in the store, you get asked if you need help. We're accommodating. We're nice. We're friendly. Listen, if you don't want help, that's okay too. Some guys are very experienced. We let people go in the humidor and enjoy themselves, but we like to educate at the same time as well because we feel that offers a value to customers.
Yeah,
we want customers to feel comfortable coming here, and that we want them to come back and enjoy our store.
And I think, and I like that about your store. You have guys that also know their stuff too.
Yes,
they have their. I could be a newbie walking in here, and I said, "Hey, this is going to be my first cigar. What do you recommend?"
Right.
And all your guys. You got 4 guys. You, and you got Sal, and you got Matt, and you got Joe.
Yep.
They all know.
Thanks for knowing my staff, by the way.
Hey, listen, like I said, I try to get to know the people that I like to associate with. Yep. And they all know their stuff. Like I said, I've had, I like to come here later in the day. So usually Joe's here, usually Matt's here. And you got really good guys working here who know their stuff that will steer you towards good bets.
Yep. So we make no claim to be the best cigar shop, but all we try to do here is give good customer service and have the best selection we can. And we're busy, and I hope customers know we're here for you. We're not making any claims we're the best of the best. We're not the best. There's always someone better than you. We strive to be, and that's why we're here, man. We love our cigars, and we're passionate, and honestly, we enjoy talking to our customers, and I love what I'm doing with you right now.
I appreciate, like I said, this to me is amazing. And I could already feel the spice ramping up, by the way.
Nice.
I'm getting to the point where I could definitely feel it in the back of the palate now. It's not just like a muted flavor.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling it more on the retrohale. That black pepper is starting to kick in a little bit.
It comes, yeah.
And so I'm at that point where I'm feeling it. So it's a good cigar.
Excellent.
So all right, so we made it into the second third now. kind of into the cigar a little bit, and now I was saying before, the spice is definitely coming in now, so I feel that more on the retrohale, a little bit back of the palate, and now I'm starting to figure out. I'm figuring and tasting like dark fruits, like I would say like a raisiny fig cherry kind of like dark
Black
dried
cherry.
fruit. Yeah. It's actually really sweet, and that sweetness of the wrapper and the age of the tobacco that's in this, it's evident that I'm not going to take a guess on how old the tobacco is, because it's 10 years plus. It has to be, because I've had 10-year plus cigar. I've had 10-year cigars, and they're not as like well refined as this is, because it tastes like a very refined cigar.
So it's a good question. What do you think about aging cigars? Tell me your theories on that.
Aging at the factory or aging at your own?
After you buy the cigar, aging and keeping a cigar put away for years and years and years. You tell me.
So I like to age some of them more than others. When I get cigars that are a little rough, sometimes I'll let them sit in my humidor probably 4 to 6. So I'll buy a bunch, so 3 or 4 at a time, and then what I'll do is I'll take one, I'll smoke it right away, and then I'll put the other 3 in my humidor. I'll take one out at like 2 months, and then I'll take one out at like 4 to 6 months and see how the flavors have melded and how they've married and how they've kind of mellowed out a little bit. And I also try to find some already stuff that's been aged. But I believe, letting cigars sit a little bit, especially, they get moved around a lot. They sit in the humidor. You bring them home, they get, tossed around a little bit. But I went from, so skipping around a little bit, I buy a lot of product, and my cigar stash probably went from, when I first started smoking, from about 25 to 50 cigars to now. I think I counted this morning. I looked at my app. I have an app that actually, tracks all my cigars in my collection. I'm at like 450 to 475 cigars right now at my home.
That's cool.
My wife wants to kill me, but it's what keeps me sane.
Good.
But having that many cigars, I can't help but age some of them. So when you age cigars, you want to, level out the flavors. That's what you're basically doing when you're aging a cigar. You are intensifying the flavors. You're kind of letting them marry a little bit, depending on how long that cigar has sat in your brick and mortar for X amount of whatever, however you keep stock for. But the longer you keep that cigar sitting in a humidified, filled with cedar environment, you're letting those flavors kind of marry. So, you're not getting as intense flavors sometimes. And whatever you keep in there with it, it kind of picks up some of that other flavor from the other cigar. So, we can, if I stick this in a humidor unsmoked, it may not be the same. If we kept it in there the same amount of time as somebody else, it may not be the exact same, because it'll pick up flavors from the cedar. It'll pick up flavors from whatever other cigars you have laying around it too.
Yep. So I basically find that certain cigars need more age, certain cigars don't. A cigar that, if a manufacturer is using very young tobacco, of course that cigar is going to benefit from some age even after you buy it in the retail shop. Of course. I'll give you a little funny story, like Opus X cigars, okay? I had a client years ago probably buy about 10 boxes of Opus for me over about a 5-year period. Okay. And the guy moved out west and, relocated with his family. And he called me a couple of years later and said, "Steve, I really don't smoke these Opus. Would you like to buy them back from me?"
Okay.
And at that point, the cigars were 10 years old.
Wow.
It was insane. So I bought the cigars back from him. Okay. At that time, I bought 10 boxes of Opus back from him, and I bought about 65 boxes of Padron Adversarios back from him.
Interesting. Wow.
So it was like he had to quit cigars, and he had coolers and coolers filled with these cigars. So I'm going to tell you that I brought the cigars back in, and the Padrones actually got a little smoother from being 10 years old. But what the point of my story, the Opus were very different. So when I got the Opus back, all of the wrappers, the cellophane had turned like an amber yellow color.
That's the best.
From the aging.
I love that.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you that I smoked a handful of these 10-year-old Opus, and the cigars actually got milder.
Really?
And it lost, yeah. So the cigars tasted like Opus.
Yeah.
They drew like Opus. They had that zesty, spicy tang, but they were much lighter. So my point is, I don't think Opus benefit from age. I think when you get a fresh Opus, you smoke it. As you age it, it loses some of that zest. That's what I found.
Yeah, well, what I notice is if you have a very well-aged cigar from the factory, you don't really want to. That's ready to go.
Correct.
As soon as you get it.
Right.
But a lot of these boutique guys,
yeah,
will with it, like I said, like you said, with the younger tobaccos.
Yeah, their tobacco's a little raw.
Yeah,
Yep.
They do benefit from some aging.
Yep.
Like right now, one of my favorite companies. I won't mention it. Because we're smoking Fuente and Padron right now, but they do well if you put them in the humidor or even buy a box, put it away, and come back to it like 2-3 years later.
Right.
Because I just recently got a bunch of stuff from. I just broke out some stuff from 2019 and 2020 that is absolutely so much better than when I first smoked it back then.
So I just think it goes per the kind of cigar you're buying or the cigar.
Yeah.
Some cigars do really good with age. Some cigars are meant to be smoked right away.
Yeah, things with age on it, I don't think do well with more age.
I mean, big companies like Padron and Fuente, they have millions of pounds of pipe tobacco in their warehouses.
Oh yeah,
they're using
absolutely.
They're using very aged tobacco. I mean, I wouldn't doubt of the tobacco in these cigars we're smoking is a minimum of 10 to 12 years old. Minimum.
I could see that. Absolutely. I could see 10 years on this. It tastes like aged tobacco.
Yeah.
You can taste the aged tobacco. You could taste the mellow flavors. We're making educated guesses here.
Of course.
But I mean, with the quality that Fuente and Padron put out, I would be surprised if it's anything less than 10 years.
Oh, without a doubt.
I would be surprised.
Without a doubt.
So I'm into the cigar a little bit now.
Yeah, meat and potatoes time.
Meat and potatoes time.
Yep.
The spice has really kicked in. It's not an overwhelming spice. It's definitely noticeable on the palate. I'm not a big pepper bomb guy. It hasn't reached pepper bomb level yet. I hope it doesn't, but the spice is evident. It's still very sweet.
Yep.
The sweetness is there. I'm getting like a cherry flavor now is kind of now coming to the forefront. Like a dark dried cherry flavor is the main tone, along with there's still a lot of cedar in it. Yep. I'm still tasting the cedar. The earth has kind of backed off a little bit, and now I'm getting more of a sweetness. And I think that kind of helps balance out the pepper on this a little bit. And that's what I have so far for the Fuente. Like I said, it tastes like very well aged tobacco that's been sitting and aging. What about yours?
So the Padron, this tastes like one of the best Padrones I've ever smoked. It's got like you say, have very aged tobacco. It's very sweet. It's very aromatic. It's very floral. It's ultra smooth. Yeah, I mean, super smooth for a Padron. It's got that Padron cocoa flavor that kind of takes me. It takes me back to like the early 2000s, when the cocoa flavor was very prominent. That cocoa dark chocolate flavor. I think that like in the regular lines of Padrones, you have to go up to like the Family Reserve.
Yeah.
Like the 45, the 46.
Yeah.
44. Those Maduros have that dark chocolate, cocoa-y kind of smooth flavor. That's what's coming out of the smoke right now.
Okay. You're enjoying it.
My God, I'm smoking it like you're about
I'm
savoring.
An
inch ahead of me.
I'm savoring. I'm trying to really kind of pick up on those flavors, because to me this is not a cigar you rush through.
No,
especially at the price tag.
At $185 each.
Yeah,
you enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm enjoying the heck out of this one.
Yeah, man.
This is one that's going to go down for the record books for me.
Yeah. So how's that cigar finishing, my friend?
Really, really good. So the spice is still there.
Yep.
It hasn't increased. It's gradually building, but it's not going to be to a point where I feel like it's going to be an overwhelming spice to the end of the cigar. The earth has kind of dropped away now, almost totally.
Right.
The cedar has come back in from the beginning. The caramel sweetness has kind of come back a little bit too, which I find to be really enjoyable.
Yep.
Like I said, the razor sharp burn is a sign of very well aged tobacco. It's one of, I mean, excluding the price tag, this is absolutely one of the best Fuentes I've ever smoked.
Wow.
I've had a weird experience with Fuentes in the past, but this is an extremely enjoyable Fuente. I mean, if you guys out there get a chance to try these, absolutely try them. You know, it's a once in a lifetime experience.
Yep.
And honestly, Steve, I just want to say thank you
my pleasure.
for inviting me
Our pleasure,
and my
man.
viewers to kind of experience this, because I know not a lot of people have been able to experience it yet.
Yep.
But you know, you guys know where to get them.
Yep. So talking about the Padron collaboration cigar that I'm smoking, this is by far probably the best Padron I've ever smoked. It's super, super rich in that dark chocolate cocoa realm. It's got a super load of flavor and highly recommended.
Yeah.
So again, what did you tell? Could you tell our audience about your channels again? Just to recap.
My channels are, I'm known as Sticks at the Shore.
Yep.
Because I grew up at the shore. So I'm a shore kid at heart.
That's on YouTube, right?
It's on YouTube.
Okay.
YouTube, Sticks at the Shore.
Yep.
And Instagram, Sticks at the Shore. Yep. I know, Steve, I'll give you my information. You can do links if you want.
Yeah.
And this is also going to be released on my channel as well.
Excellent.
So I look forward to it.
Yep.
It's like I said, I'm a new kid in the block, and I'm just trying to grow my channels, and just my love of cigars has just kind of taken me on a journey.
Let me tell you something, my friend. It shows.
I appreciate that.
Your passion exudes out of you, man.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I've over the last year, I have been able to appreciate cigars more, and my collection has grown, and my palate has become very refined.
Yep.
From where it was when I started 2-3 years ago smoking.
Yep.
But it's a journey, and it's not a sprint. It's a
marathon.
A marathon.
Yeah.
And
so I know that you like to frequent a lot of cigar shops to try the different cigars that are out there. I just want to say to you, thank you for giving us the chance and opportunity to sit with us. I mean, I'm honored to have you here, to be honest with you. I know you might not think that, but I'm telling you as right as rain, it's an honor to have you sitting in the seat smoking the cigar with me.
Listen.
Because you know your shit, and that comes out very, very clearly.
And I appreciate that. Like I said, you run a great shop.
Thank you.
You have a great selection. And I know that I can come to a place where the people are nice. I don't have to worry about any kind of drama. I'm just sitting here. I get to relax. I know many people that come here, and whether it's going to be from the people in the front to the guys that are sitting at the lounge here, I always have a great time when I come here. I've never come here and had a bad experience. I'll tell you guys that.
It's good to hear.
And I appreciate the invite to enjoy a cigar that I've seen nowhere else. I'll tell you that. I have not seen this anywhere else, period.
I think you probably have to go to Manhattan to get this.
I would
most likely.
And then even if you went to Manhattan, you'd be paying double the price.
Yeah.
You know,
because we have them.
New York sales tax is a lot higher than New Jersey state sales tax, especially the tobacco tax.
So guys, thank you for sticking in with this video, watching till the end. We appreciate you, and thank you again. I super appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We always end our videos by saying to the audience, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you guys so much. Remember, cigars are about community, not competition. So frequent your locals. Keep smoking what you got.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Peace, guys. Thank you so much.